need to work anymore.
Ah.
I'm just going to carve driftwood on the beaches from now on.
Wow. Lou_E24 says, what modes are in hardcore is free-for-all in hardcore as well. First of all, you can do any mode you want in hardcore in private match if you want to do it. In the public playlist, I think right now we have hardcore team deathmatch and hardcore. What's the other one? Hardcore.
I've been playing enough lately.
Yeah, hardcore. I don't think hardcore headquarters is in there right now. But that's the cool thing is that stuff we can change on the fly. We don't need a patch to do. So when the game comes out, we're going to be checking player lists, and we're going to see, okay, we got 10,000 people in TDM, we got 600 people in this, and we're going to change around and tweak playlists based on that feedback. So if we see, oh wow, hardcore game types have a ton of people in them, they obviously want more, and obviously listening to feedback.
That's the beauty of playlists, to be able to do that on the fly.
We can change that on the fly, literally within minutes. Like we can go in, upload a new playlist, everybody will re-download it. When you go to multiplayer and it says downloading game settings, that's actually what you're downloading, is new playlist data, things like that. So we can tweak it on the fly.
It's where the constructive comments from the community come in pretty handy for those playlists, trying to really figure out what works.
So you are going to be seeing more hardcore playlists coming in and out. I mean, obviously we have to have hardcore search and destroy. That's my favorite.
Well, I like what you said. I like what you said earlier about I don't see it on here right now, but being able to scale the UI out of the screen if you want to get rid of the UI.
Oh yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it depends on why you're playing. I saw Kokra asked it. He said, can you disable the HUD even if you're not in hardcore for yourself? Not everybody else, obviously. And you can. Like in the game, your HUD scale is controlled by you. So your vertical and horizontal HUD is yours. So you can perfect it to your TV. And if you don't want HUD, scale it all the way out so it's outside your screen resolution. You don't have no HUD. You can have a clean gameplay experience.
Cool cheat.
Do the different, this is Cope927. Do the different tiers, A, B, C, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and Echo, have different themes in Spec Ops? So what he's asking basically is in Spec Ops, the missions are broken down into like 5 different categories. You have your Alpha missions, your Bravo, your Charlie. And each one get increasingly more difficult. When you first get the game, you'll only have Alpha unlocked. So he's asking, do the different tiers have different themes? They're not themes, they're all pretty much a mixed bag.
Yeah,
like
they're
some are
all
stealth.
Standalone gameplay experiences, and just like what Robert's saying, they get harder as you go down into those chapters, those alpha battles.
Yeah, so they each have a mix of everything. Some have snow missions, some have stealth, some have elimination. What changes per tier is actually the difficulty. They come increasingly more difficult the later tiers you get into, and they eventually Echo, I am convinced, is impossible without a teammate. I can't do it. I've tried to do it. Like right now, I have pretty much everything unlocked except the last 2 in Echo, and I can't do it. I need a co-op partner.
I think my buddy in my office is maybe 4 stars short of completing it. And
no, I'm
it's
close.
A task.
If you're good, this MLG guy, send me a message, 402 or 402IW on PSN, and let's co-op because I need to beat those last 2
Let's
missions.
see who gets all the stars first.
I will if somebody will send me a fucking friend request. Have you used? Will there be?
Good F-bomb. That's good.
Hardcore.
You got at least one.
Chuba 1020 says, "Can you play every Spec Ops mission in single player mode?" Spec Ops is a completely separate mode than single player. There's no story to it. It's different. When you get the game, you'll see that when you first press start, it'll be broken down. You'll have your single player campaign, your multiplayer, and your Spec Ops. So Spec Ops is completely different. It has missions in there that are bite-sized chunks of single player, but it also has missions that are only in single player. So the answer to that is no, just because they're completely different modes. Ryan Fitzy1 says, will there be the Nomad control button layout for Modern Warfare 2 like the last 2 games, both in single player and or multiplayer? Yes. Nomad control scheme is actually this really cool thing we added much later in Call of Duty 2. We actually patched it in. I have a buddy, his gamer tag is actually Nomad. That's his gamer tag. And he can't play with his hands. So we asked him, he contacted us. He's a really big fan, and he said, hey, is there any way you can add in a control scheme so I can enjoy the game better and play it more? So we actually added it in, named it after him in Call of Duty 4, and I'm happy to say that we added it in to Modern Warfare 2 again at launch.
Did you play with his feet?
He plays with his face.
His face.
Yeah. And
That's amazing.
He's amazing.
That's dedication right
He's
there.
amazing at the game. Like Call of Duty 4, we used to party up and play together, and he'll run through and just shotgun through the entire team.
Okay, that's unbelievable.
So I'm glad that we were happy that we got into Modern Warfare 2. I talked to him the other night, actually, and he said he's going to make a video showing him playing with the new control scheme.
That is so cool.
No, he's a good guy. Let's see. The One Eclipse says, how many DLC map packs will you release, and will there be more hardcore MP modes? Well, we covered the hardcore.
Yeah.
There will be, obviously. We're going to add more. We're going to change up playlists constantly as the game comes out. How many DLC packs? We don't know yet. We're guaranteed to do 2. Yeah. We're going to do at least 2 that we promised, and then we definitely want to do much more. Like, we've opened this game up to have the ability to add in so much more, not just multiplayer maps this time around. So we really want to take advantage of that. Carvshner, Carvshner,
Last question.
said, are there any improvements to prevent mods, glitches, and modded controllers? There are. Modded controllers became a huge problem in Call of Duty 4, especially like in the last year.
Not fun.
Of the multiplayer, and they're not fun. They're a cheap tactic. If you need to use a modded controller, you need to man up because it's ridiculous.
I know there were people out there that could almost simulate a modded controller, like drinking a lot of Monster Assault drink, and pulling that trigger super fast. But
those guys are good. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a fast trigger finger. But if you're using a actually modded hardware controller, that's lame. So we knew that was a big problem, and we addressed it in Modern Warfare 2. We actually patched in a max rate of fire on Call of Duty 4. And Modern Warfare 2, we did something a little bit different. So we now detect modded controllers, and we address those. So you don't have to worry about those anymore. Glitches, we're going to be on those as soon as we find them. We're going to get the team on there, do quick patches and stuff. We've been talking to Microsoft and Sony about speeding up that process so multiplayer stays cheat-free as much as possible.
That'll do it. It's our last question.
That's it.
Wrapping it up.
Oh, so that was great. Thanks for, tuning in, getting a sneak peek in the multiplayer of Modern Warfare 2. Game comes out November 10th, 2009.
Yes.
I, for one, can't wait to actually get on there, rank up, and have it matter. We've been ranking up so many times over the last 2 years and having it reset. I've done 1 through 25 like 8,000 times.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating. It'll be really nice to level up in a legitimate way with you guys out there on November 10th.
I can't wait. So, send me a gamer tag, 402, send me a friend request. Send Joe one.
Yeah.
Send him.
I don't like handle anymore. Yeah, I'll find you guys. Yeah.
So we'll see you November 10th. Thanks for tuning in to Monster Energy's combat training experience.
Yes, thank you. And we're going to show the Infamy trailer real quick here.
Yep. Go out in style.